Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can create, modify and delete columns in a data set in R. So we are going to be using the dplyr package. The dplyr package is a package used for data manipulation. So anytime you want to manipulate data, you are going to be using functions from the dplyr package. So for those of you that don't have dplyr installed, you can use this code, install the packages dplyr to install dplyr on your R. Then you are now going to use library dplyr to load it. So I'm going to be using the diamonds dataset to demonstrate how you can add, create and delete existing columns in your dataset. So you load the diamonds packages, which comes with the ggplot2 library, diamonds. So let's assign it to a variable called data, or let's say dataset. So now let's check our diamonds dataset. So this is our diamond dataset. We have, as you can see, we have 10 columns. So from carats, cuts, color, clarity, depth, table, price, X, Y, and Z. So these are our columns in the dataset. You can actually check the help menu to find out more about the diamonds dataset. So now let's say, for example, now we want to find a variable. Okay, this is price. Let's say we want to create a new variable now called discounted price. So in that discounted price, I'm now going to subtracting from discounted price. We're going to subtract, let's say, $10 from each of this price. Though this price is in thousand, so I'm not going to say want to subtract 10,000 from each price. So it's just like say want to subtract 10 from each values under the price variable. So now that means we are creating a new variable called discounted price. So this is where the mutate function comes. The mutate function is actually that function that is in the dplyr package that I'm going to be using for creating columns, modifying columns, and also deleting columns. So you type mutate. The function we are going to be using to perform the column transformation or to add a new variable or modify existing variables in our data is going to be the mutate function. So the mutate function actually carries your data as an argument first, which is data set, that is the diamond data set. Then the next is going to be the column transformation. So what do you want the new column to be? So our new column is going to be discounted price. And this discounted price, you say, is going to be price. We're going to be subtracting 10 from each price because this price is actually in hundreds of thousands. So we have like 326,000, 326,000, 327,000. So let's say we want to subtract 10,000 from each of these prices. That means we're going to subtract 10 from what you are seeing right now. So we want to create, we are going to subtract $10,000 from each of the price of diamonds. Then based on this column, we are going to be subtracting 10 from this column. So we are going to create a new column called the discounted price. Now we are going to run this code, and you can see our number of columns has already been added. So the mutate function automatically pushes your new variable to the far right hand side. But you can actually adjust this by using some arguments. So let's say I want to bring this discounted price. I want to bring this discounted price before cut. So there is an argument I'm going to use, dot before, which is equals to 2, because this is our second column. When I run it, so you can see it is before the cut column. Let's say now, for example, now I want to put it after clarity. So it should come after clarity. Then I'm now going to say dot after. I'm going to clear this and say dot after is equals to what is the number of clarity currently. Without the discounted price, we can see the number of clarity is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be after clarity, after 4. When you run it, so can you see our discounted price has fallen after clarity. So these are the arguments dot before and dot after. These are the two arguments I'm going to use if you want to position it maybe before a particular variable or after a particular variable. Another thing also too we can use with the mutate function is, let's say for example now we already have discounted price, but we don't need a price column. So we want to keep the discounted price without keeping the price column. So there is an argument that we are going to use, which is going to take out the price column and keep the discounted price. So this argument is known as dot keep. So let me clear this. When I say dot keep, So now I want to keep the discounted price and do away with the price column. So I'm not going to say .keep is equals to unused. When you run this, you can see we no longer have price column. We have only that of discounted price. So anytime you want to take away a particular column, you are going to that is a particular column that you used in transforming another to you. Maybe you transform this like the way we transform this price column now to a new column, discounted price. Then you now use .keep is equals to unused. So it is going to do away with the previous column you are using and keep the new column that you just added. What if you don't want to actually keep other variables, but you want to keep this particular variable that you created or column, and you also want to keep this price that you created? So I'm going to change this .keep to used. When you do that, can you see we have only 2 columns in our data set? So we have do away with the other variables because we use this argument .keep is equals to used to keep only the price column and also the discounted price. What of if you only want to keep the discounted price without keeping the price column? Then you now use .keep is equals to none. So when you say .keep is equals to none, let me bring back our initial data set so that you understand it much more better. So when I say .keep is equals to none, it is going to only keep the discounted price variable and it will do away with the other variables. And by default, .keep is equals to all, which was what we got earlier on. So this is the default value of the .keep argument. When you run this, it's going to keep the discounted price for you and also keep the price column for you. So this mutate can also be used with the pipe operator by saying when you say data set, using the pipe operator, you can use the mutate. Then we say discounted price is equals to price minus 10. So you can see you still get the same value. So it depends on your choice. Do you want to use the pipe operator or do you want to use it with, do you want to just use the function directly? But it's advisable when using the tidyverse packages such as dplyr, the tidyr, you always use the pipe operator because other functions are also going to be coming with time as your analysis gets more complex. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching.